All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all the praises and the glory to Yahweh Bashmi Al-Shabbat Shemar Rakak Wadash. Double honor to the apostles of great millstone, and salute to the Akim that is pushing his truth in all sincerity. Shalom even unto those who's learning and listening as well. It's the brother Monica coming at you with another video for this week. Now this video is going to be short and straight to the point. All right, and the response video that I'm doing is on this video here, which is a video that the Apostle Tahar put up. And the title of the video is Deuteronomy 30 verse 7 in full effect. And that's exactly the truth as to what's going on, you know, in this current world today. And, you know, the state of the world, really Esau's empire as it stands is not looking too good. And, you know, being that this is their world, the world they have to depend on is now falling right back against them. And they're now feeling a sense of a dark cloud hovering above them or following them. You know, in other words, they're experiencing the curses. And I want to just come straight to the gate. Now they're finding out as to what it's like to live as a nigger, the word they used to call us. Or they still call us, excuse me. Okay? And they would say things like, stop complaining and pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Well, I say the same thing to you devils. You know, you devils are putting these videos up on YouTube, conveying the point that you're homeless, you're suffering, and you're going through hard times, and you're crying, and you're bickering, and you're bitching about a bunch of nothing really, because, you know, we back here, we ain't hearing that, man. Like, a lot of us that are in our right mind, and I'm talking about Jake that are in their right mind that know about you devils, we ain't hearing you crying, man. We actually congratulate that you're crying and all of that other stuff, because now what we're seeing, and I'm really talking and I'm really speaking for the brothers and a few of the sisters that are awakened, that, you know, we are glad to see your downfall. All right, we cherish to see your downfall, because it lets us know that our world is coming up. All right, and that's just the bottom line. So I really don't give a damn, as we don't, but I'm just saying it. You know what I mean? Because I feel like saying that. We don't give a damn about your sighing and crying in your hard times, because now you're feeling the full effect as to what it means to live a life where there's a lack of opportunities. Okay? And now you're complaining about the matter, the situation that you're in. All right? But like I said, as always, you reap what you sow. And as we've all been saying, you reap what you sow. Okay? And the curses that fell upon us is now going to fall right on you. Now let's read the scripture that's of the title of the video. This is Deuteronomy 30 verse 7. And it says, and the Lord thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies, and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. Now all of the nations have some form of hatred against the house of Israel, which we are, the so-called blacks, so-called Latinos and Native American Indians. But the main nation that hates us the most, and always had a perpetual hatred for us, is the nation of Esau and Edom. All right? And the hatred goes all the way back from the womb, because we were fighting in the womb. Now, when you read the story of Jacob and Esau, which is based in Genesis 25, it explains to you that that's exactly what was going down in the womb. He was fighting in the womb. And Esau began to hate us even more because of the birthright which was stolen, which was supplanted off him, and also the blessing that was taken from him, which was given to Jacob. So that hatred kind of heightened up a little bit. And they still have that same hatred to this very day against our people. Okay? And that's why there's this tension, this negative tension between the two races, so-called black people versus so-called white people. All right? AKA, which their real name is Jacob and Esau. We represent Jacob, and the so-called white people represent Esau. And this is why there's always been this tension going on. But what's happening is the fight that is ongoing. Jacob is already winning that fight. And you got to remember in the book of Genesis, I believe it's the 36th chapter, I believe it is, where Jacob wrestled the angel. Now, in order for you to wrestle an angel, you have to be a strong individual. But it says that in the book of Genesis 25, it says that Jacob would come out and one would be stronger than the other. And that's Jacob. Jacob was very well stronger than Esau. All right. And even just based on the blessing, the birthright. Esau sold his birthright over some red pottage of meat, man. So that explains to you how weak and how feeble-minded these devils really are. Because their weakness stems all the way back to their great-great-grandfather Esau. And the strength that we have goes back to our great-great-grandfather, which is Jacob, which fought the angel. And this is why we as so-called Negroes, so-called Latinos, Native American Indians, we went through so much of a hard time with these devils for the past 500 years and still able to make way. All right. And what I mean by that, we're still able to endure the suffering, and much more so now than ever before, because now we have returned back to the truth, which has made us even more stronger. Okay. Ultimately strong enough so that we can simply win this war. All right. Because the war between Jacob and Esau, it's spiritual. But Esau sees it as a carnal war, which it is carnal. But Jacob is going to get the upper hand because of Jacob's spirituality. And now her spirituality relies on a higher power, which the higher power has chosen us as a people. And I don't mean to get off wave of the topic, but the point, getting back to the point now, you know, you got this woman here. Her name is Nicole. She's in Michigan, and she's complaining about the homelessness that she's experiencing and the likes, because you got three kinds of devils. You got the ones of them that, you know, live in a decent neighborhood. They got family, they got children and the likes, but they just can't make way to pay rent. You know, they don't have enough money to pay certain bills or rent. Okay, and that's the lifestyle that they're living. And you got devils that have to work paycheck to paycheck now. You know, you had devils that were coming from the upper middle class or the rich and now have become homeless. You know, there's a lot of crackers that have lost businesses. Okay, they were worth millions of dollars or pounds, being that I'm down here in London, England, pounds, to being in a situation where they have nothing. And that's exactly what they're experiencing. They're going from riches to rags. You see? And what hurts the most is that if these devils were to actually find out that there's a very few devils that rule over these devils here that are actually living what they would call the American dream, where they have money coming out of their mouth, okay? And you regular devils ain't partaking in the blessing. Because really, ultimately, all of you devils really should have taken some part of the blessing, man. Because this is your time to shine. So if you're homeless and you're going through hard times, I'll say the same thing that you said to us. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Because this is your kingdom. And you have no, there's really, it's quite silly that I'm going to say that there's a bunch of devils that are homeless on the street. It's silly. Okay? Because you're still in your age. So while you're in your age and your time to shine, you better get them jobs. All right. But I understand why they can't seem to pave the way like they used to, because what's happening is that dark cloud is now covering their asses and it's following them everywhere they go, like it did us. Let's get Deuteronomy 30, verse 7. And the Lord thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. All right. And that's what's going on, man. They're being put to the curses now. And they're feeling the first half of the curses. They ain't felt the other part of the curses yet. And the ultimate curse is going to be that they're going to see their own demise. They're going to see America the Great, which is known as Babylon, old daughter of Babylon, which is going to be destroyed. That's what they're going to experience. because they're already experiencing a life of need or desperation. And now they're going to experience their own country that they've relied on. You know, the great old US of A that they believed in is now going to be burned to nothing. Okay, it's going to be burned to a rubble. And that's what they're going to see. That's the ultimate curse that they're going to see. And then afterwards, the ones of them that died on the soils of America, they're going to come back as newborn babies born into captivity under the Israelites, under the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, who are indeed the Israelites. That's going to be the end all be all. Okay, so let's get what I want to do is I want to read this article as well, which supports the topic of this video. This is from RT, and this is an article that RT is pushing out there about what's going on in the U.S. So it says almost a third of U.S. workers can't live on their paychecks, spelling doom for a service economy based on discretionary spending. Almost 1 in 3 American workers can't quite make ends meet. In between paydays, a new survey has revealed this doesn't bode well for the U.S. service economy, where discretionary spending is the major drive of growth. Some 32% of U.S. workers are unable to stretch their salary to cover their needs. According to a survey published on Tuesday by Salary Finance, nor is this inability to make one's paycheck last limited to the poor and working class individuals. The poll queried over 2,700 adults working for medium to large size companies about their finances, and found that even among those making over $200,000 annually, 32% always or most of the time ran out of cash before payday. So you got devils that have a certain amount of money, or when they do get their paycheck, they still don't have enough money to spend on themselves. But like I said, you know, you have different levels of Edomites that are not doing too well. You got devils that are living, you know, nice, but they can't afford it. And then you got the ones that are living paycheck to paycheck, which is the working class. And they're having a hard time also. And then you got the ones of them that are homeless. So once upon a time, it was great to be a so-called white person. It was great to be an Edomite. Now we're in the year 2020 into the future, and we're seeing that it's pretty much bad to be an Edomite now, because now they're going towards more of their curse, and the curses are going to trickle down as time goes on. And like I said, the two curses, ultimate curses that they're going to see, is their lands being nuked on fire in the midst of this nuclear war that's getting ready to come and happen. Okay, and also they're gonna be slaves under the Israelites that got delivered out of the destruction. And those same men are gonna come back down out of those chariots, and we're gonna slap chains on their asses, and that's exactly the end goal. What's gonna happen when it's all said and done? Okay, so I want to read this scripture here too. This is Jeremiah 49, verse 12. It says, "For thus saith the Lord, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken, and art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. For I have sworn by myself, saith the Lord, that Basra, which is Esau, shall become a desolation, a reproach, a waste, and a curse, and all of the cities there shall be perpetual waste." Now, this ain't literally talking about Basra, because no one's dwelling in Basra like they used to. Modern day Basra would be the lands that the majority of these Edomites are inhabiting. Okay? And those lands would then pretty much represent Basra, modern day Basra. Like, for example, the European nations, okay, is all of that is Basra. All of that is the people of Basra, the lands of Basra. Excuse me, the lands of Basra. All right. And also, the greatest of them all is America. So these are all of the cities which are modern day Basras today, because all of them Edomites dwell in these lands. All right, so all of these cities are going to be destroyed and desolated, and that's, again, that's what it's going to be when it's all said and done, man. And then they go into slavery as well. So I'm going to close this one out, and I say shalom.